Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. We're reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. Hey guys, welcome back into the quick clip series of the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist. I am Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. Season 3, episode 19. We are back, and today we are talking about the real estate market.
Real estate market in South Carolina.
Yes.
I know we did a quick reel on it, but can you give us a better breakdown? I know you said people are still moving down from Northeast, and what just from the top, you know, I jokingly asked where you're putting them all, but has construction picked up down there since I left? Is there things starting to catch up? I guess it's the supply coming back up to meet demand.
So they are building like crazy still. They're moving out to areas, you know, more into Little River and Longs. I mean, Little River's almost gone, but Little River, Longs, Conway, those areas are blowing up around the Myrtle Beach area. They're outskirts areas where they're not right by the beach, but you're still 20, 30 minutes. You know, you can get a home for a reasonable price, but most people right now are buying new construction. I mean, the majority of the stuff I'm selling is brand new. So the resale market is still taking a beating because there's a lot of existing inventory on the market, but the new homes, they're popping off the shelf because people just rather have brand new, especially if they can go buy home A brand new for the same price as home B that needs a little TLC and is 12 years old, and you got a 12-year-old roof and HVAC and appliances. So
right.
It's hard to compete with the new stuff right now. So the sellers on resales are having to get a little bit more realistic on price to compete with the amount of new homes selling. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of sellers. And it makes the real estate market a little tougher. You know, when you're somebody like me who is listing homes that are, you know, existing, those conversations aren't, you know, fun to have with sellers, but they have to get realistic. And if they want it to sell, you just have to be honest with them. Because if you let them list it at the price they feel it's worth and it just sits, you get blamed either way. So you got to just be upfront with them about that. But the buyers from the Northeast United States are still moving down here in droves. I mean, I'm still seeing a lot of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Ohio, which I know Ohio is Midwest, but you know, and then I have some people coming back up from Florida that is just too hot down there, or their family's not visiting them, so they come halfway back. We call them halfbacks, and now they're back here. So you know, the last few weeks especially, I've seen a steep uptick in the real estate.
I've noticed we've had a hard time scheduling podcast time. You've been so busy, which is good for you. Not good for podcasts.
It is. It makes all my other things difficult. Any type of family events that I'm trying to coordinate or get podcasts done, I'm having to, you know, work around this crazy schedule I've had because I've been working, you know, 7 days a week. And typically I try to have at least one day off a week, but you know, sometimes my schedule just doesn't dictate it and I have to just push through because that's part of the real estate game and you have to hit while it's hot in this industry. But
feast or famine.
Feast or famine. Yes, it is a true sink or swim industry. That's for sure. And, but you know, I like being busy. You know, it keeps me focused and sharp when I'm busy and consistent. So I prefer to be like that, rather than just working 2 days a week because nothing's going on. That stresses me out.
Well, we got another minute or so here just to keep this as a quick clip. What's the rates doing? How the 30-year mortgage?
So they've been kind of bebopping up and down. They're up right now. I mean, you can still get in the sixes for rates right now, but they were touching in the high fives, and then they jumped back up to 6.5, 6.75. So they're still hovering right around that on a primary residence. If you're looking at a secondary, you're probably going to still be pushing 7. But wow. I saw something in the news the other day that they expect them to dip a little bit this coming week. But not much, but a little bit. So they're just kind of bebopping right now with all the uncertainty in the market with everything else that's going on. So
what's the rule of thumb today for refinancing? I know you've got a mortgage company too that you deal with on the back end of your real estate. How many points do they say now you want to dip? It used to be 2.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it depends on how long you've had the loan as well. I mean, there's some factors that go in, but if you can get a whole point taken, especially if it's a newer loan and you're not far in it already and you want to refi, and and you can get it down like maybe an entire point. That's a pretty big savings, especially over the 30-year loan. If you're 15 years in on your loan and you're trying to refinance and start your term over, you really need to look at the numbers to make sure it's worth it at just a point change. So, but I always tell people, no matter what the rate is, no matter what rate you're at, the best thing you can always do is just make extra principal payments whenever you can, even if it's a small amount.
That technically brings down your interest rate, quote unquote, over the whole term. So
right. So that's the best thing you can do, no matter what. And I tell that to people all the time, whether they listen to me, I don't know, but I tell people anytime I can throw extra cash at my principal on my personal home, I do, because it's going to turn that 30-year loan into a 15, 16-year loan by the time it's all done, if I can just keep throwing money at it every now and then. And so I try to do that when I can. So I highly recommend that, even more than refiing.
All right. Well, that's about time for the day. We'll see you in a couple more days on the next Quick Clip and this weekend for a podcast.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
Mortgage payment, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwestc@gmail.com. That's coachwestc@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening to the Dollar and Cents Podcast with Jonathan, the conspiracy theorist, and Wes, the economist. Feel free to reach out to us via email with any feedback or any topics you would like to hear on our show at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com. That's dollarscentsgs@gmail.com.